Hey guys, hey, just want to take a moment, give you a little video. I know a lot of people have questions about how to do a creative rewrite. So I wanted to take a moment and just explain that real quick. First of all, make sure that you have my email or my phone numbers for WhatsApp. You can always send me a message and ask questions. I'm pretty good about getting back to people. So here's how you do this creative rewrite. It's part of the full analysis, which you'll see in your textbook. I think it's in section 2.2. But what the main part of this is, I'm asking you to rewrite your story. And I'll use an example. Let's say that your book that you're reading is Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, okay? The main point of this story is you have two young kids, a boy and a girl, that fall in love. Their families hate each other and they don't want them to be together and have a relationship. And so it's kind of got a tragic ending, right? If you haven't read the story, I'll give it away, but they end up killing themselves, okay? So let's say you're gonna do a creative rewrite. Well, the story of Romeo and Juliet takes place in Europe. It takes place 500 years ago. And if I'm gonna do a rewrite, I'm gonna set that story in Loja, Ecuador. Maybe I'll set it in Vilcabamba, or maybe I put it in Manta or someplace. But I'm going to tell stories of, I'm going to rewrite the story, and I'm going to tell of maybe somebody who is wealthy, and the boyfriend maybe is wealthy, and the girlfriend, let's say, is very poor. Her family is very poor, or they come from the wrong sort of background, ethnic background, or they come from the wrong socioeconomic class. All right, so I'm gonna set that in Ecuador, and I'm gonna give it a new time and a new place. Maybe it's modern day, and I'm gonna just, I'm gonna think about the main part of the story, and I'm gonna rewrite it and set it in here in Ecuador. And maybe at the end of my story, the kids get married and they change their family's perception of each other, or the other families. Okay, maybe I'm gonna set it so that the jealous father of one of the kids kills them, or they run away to the United States, or they run away to some other country to escape their families. The point of doing a rewrite is to keep the most important parts of the story, but change everything else. Give it a futuristic setting, give it a local setting, set it in Africa, set it in China, set it somewhere else, have fun with it. When you do a creative rewrite, the point is to make the story interesting for you and for your friends. So if you're going to set the story in Ecuador, for example, make it such that people from Ecuador would read it and appreciate it. Use local landmarks, use local dialect, use common sayings, use food that people would normally eat. The setting for the story of Romeo and Juliet is very much European. What would that look like if it was in some town here in Ecuador? What would that look like? So my point is, when you're doing the creative rewrite portion, have fun. Yeah, you're not going to write a ton. You're not going to write a long story. It's going to be, a couple hundred words, 300, 400, 500 words. What many people have told me after doing this is they wish they would have done more with their story, because they kind of enjoyed it. When they got all done, they were very proud of their story. So I want to really encourage you to take the time to think it through, write it out, make an outline or whatever you got to do, and then write the story and put in as many really cool details as you can, and see if you can set your story somewhere else, in a different time, different place, different people, maybe change genders, maybe do something creative with it. Okay, so that's the point. I want you to have fun. And let me know if you have any questions. Always send me an email or a WhatsApp if you need anything. But hopefully I'll hear from you soon, or I'll read your story very soon. Peace.